You've seen the headlines. You've heard the arguments. Maybe you've even had to defend the pearl necklace, the feather boa, the dress. You've been told his style is just for shock value, a marketing gimmick, an imitation of rock legends like Jagger or Prince. But what if you knew something they didn't? What if the entire architecture of Harry Styles, the man, the myth, the musician, was built from a blueprint drawn 50 years ago? A blueprint for how to be a rock star, and a chameleon, and an alien, all at the same time. This isn't the story of an imitator. This is the story of an inheritance. From a man who didn't just play music, he became it. A man who fell to earth so others could learn to fly. David Bowie. And once I show you the threads connecting them, you won't be able to unpull them. They're woven into everything. Part 1. The armor you wear. Fashion isn't just fabric. For some, it's a statement. For others, it's a shield. For Bowie and Styles, it's a weapon. When David Bowie stepped onto the scene as Ziggy Stardust, he wasn't just wearing a costume. He was wearing Defiance. In a world of denim and leather, his androgyny wasn't a suggestion. It was a declaration of war on the ordinary. He once said, "I always had a repulsive need to be something more than human." Now think of Harry. Think of that Vogue cover. The first man to ever appear solo on the cover. In a dress. The outrage it caused wasn't a side effect. It was the point. Harry said, "Clothes are there to have fun with and experiment with." A simple sentiment echoing a profound Bowie truth. If you control your image, you control the conversation. You force people to question their own rigid boxes. This isn't just about playing dress up. It's about making yourself a living piece of art, a walking question mark. Every pearl necklace, every painted nail is a deliberate choice, a piece of armor inherited from a master strategist. But fashion was just the first silent signal. To start a revolution, you need a new sound. Part 2. The Sound of Reinvention. The music industry loves one thing, a formula. If something works, repeat it. Until it dies. David Bowie's entire career was a rebellion against that idea. He was a human wrecking ball to genre. Just when they labelled him the king of glam rock, he pivoted to blue-eyed soul. When they got comfortable with that, he fled to Berlin and created some of the most influential electronic music ever made. Critics said his genius was his artistic restlessness. He refused to be a monument. He insisted on being a wave. Now listen to Harry's journey. His debut album? Classic soft rock influences, safe but solid. Then came Fine Line. Suddenly, we were in a world of psychedelic pop, California soul, and soaring cinematic soundscapes. Then Harry's House arrived, a Trojan horse of 80s synth pop, intimate bedroom funk, and shimmering melodies. Each album isn't just a new collection of songs, it's a hard reset, a deliberate shedding of the last skin. As one Rolling Stone critic noted, Bowie made it okay to change. That's a freedom Harry seized with both hands. It's the same artistic DNA, the same refusal to be pinned down, but the connection goes deeper than just sound waves and style guides. It goes into the very psychology of being seen by millions, while wanting to remain invisible. Part 3. The mask behind the music. What's the paradox of the modern superstar? You have to sell your personality without selling your soul. Bowie mastered this decades ago. He didn't just create characters, he hid inside them. Ziggy Stardust was a vessel, a mask to process the insanity of fame. Bowie could be loud, sexual, and alien on stage because, at the end of the night, Ziggy took the heat. David Jones went home. Harry Styles, an artist who guards his privacy with fierce intensity, learned this lesson well. He rarely gives straight answers in interviews. His personal life is a fortress. But his music? That's where the truth bleeds out. A song like Matilda is pure distilled Bowie. It's a deeply personal story told from a third-person perspective. It's raw, empathetic vulnerability presented through the safety of a character. It allows him to say everything without confirming anything. Bowie once said, "I'm an instant star. Just add water and stir." He understood that his public-facing self was a construction, a collection of mirrors reflecting what people wanted. Harry's famous refusal to label his sexuality is the same principle. I don't think I've ever felt the need to, really. I don't think it's something I've felt like I have to explain about myself. This isn't evasion, it's protection. It's the Bowie method of survival. Let the art be the confession, and let the artist remain free. Part 4. The alter ego effect. But there's a twist here. These personas weren't just for hiding, they were for exploring. Bowie didn't just have one mask, he had a gallery of them. Ziggy, the doomed rock god. Aladdin Sane, Ziggy after a schism in America. The Thin White Duke, a cold, aristocratic phantom. Each was a vehicle to explore a different facet of humanity, music, and madness. Harry doesn't give his eras names, but the effect is the same. There's the moody, long-haired crooner of the debut album, the flamboyant, heartbroken showman of Fine Line, the introspective, domestic storyteller of Harry's House. Each album is a self-contained world with its own protagonist, its own rules, its own uniform. It perfectly mirrors what Bowie once said. The truth is, of course, that there is no journey. We are arriving and departing all at the same time. Listen to the lyrics of As It Was. "Harry, you're no good alone. Why are you sitting at home on the floor? What kind of pills are you on?" He's talking to himself, as if observing a character. It's the sound of departure and arrival happening at once. A man caught between personas, a ghost in his own machine. It's the alter ego effect, a strategy for artistic evolution, learned from the ultimate master of transformation. Part 5. The Sanctuary. But beyond the clothes, the sound, and the strategy, there is one final, profound connection. It's the most powerful one of all, and it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with us. David Bowie was a lighthouse for the outsiders, the misfits, the kids who felt like aliens in their own skin. His music wasn't just a sound, it was a signal that said, "You are not alone. Your weirdness is your power." He created a sanctuary for those who had nowhere else to go. Harry Styles inherited that mission. He modernized it, scaled it for a new generation. Treat people with kindness isn't just a lyric on a t-shirt. It's a doctrine, a code of conduct for the sanctuary he builds every night in stadiums around the world. He waves pride flags. He helps fans come out. He stops shows to check on people in the crowd. As one fan famously put it online, "Bowie taught me it was okay to be weird. Harry made me feel beautiful for being that way." That is the ultimate influence, the real legacy. It isn't the songs or the suits, it's the safe space, the feeling that for 2 hours in a crowd of thousands, you are finally, unconditionally, home. The echo in the crowd. David Bowie didn't just influence Harry Styles, he gave him a key to a room where you could be anyone or everyone, where you could change your mind, your sound, your look. He gave him permission to confuse people, to be vulnerable, to be kind, to be more than one thing at once. And in using that key, Harry Styles became the one thing Bowie always championed. Not a copy, but a mirror for the next generation, a new door for others to walk through. So I have to ask you, what do you think is the most purely Bowie moment of Harry's entire career? And more importantly, how has this message of radical self-acceptance, passed down from one icon to another, made a difference in your own life? Let us know in the comments. This is where the real conversation begins. And if this video showed you something you hadn't seen before, subscribe to the channel. We go deep like this every single time, uncovering the blueprints behind the artist you love. Thank you for watching.